So we're back. We're with my new friend Paul and Jelly.
Yes.
And Paul, you just moved here.
I did.
So tell the folks a little bit about that. How long have you been in the Philippines?
Well, I've been in the Philippines since June 4th, so it's about 8 weeks,
Okay.
8 to 10 weeks. I've been living in the Ukraine for the last 3 years. I retired early from the States at 55.
Wow.
And because I speak Russian, I went to the Ukraine and lived in Odessa and taught at a bricks and mortar English school for 3 years. But I got tired of the Slavic culture, and I've been watching videos on the Philippines and ended up watching a guy named Ricky Velez's videos about Dumaguete. And so I decided to come to the Philippines, so here I am.
Okay. So you were watching Life Beyond the Sea, and you were watching Enrique, the excellent blogger.
Yes.
And he kind of sold you on Dumaguete.
He did, yeah.
And what kind of frame of mind were you in when you were working over in Ukraine?
Well, I was, even though I spoke the language, I'm lonely, and couldn't really find a girl there, and so I came to the Philippines really to find a relationship.
Okay.
And I kind of wanted to make it happen fast, so I did something kind of unusual, according to these guys, my new friends. I ended up going to Cebu on a dating site to meet Jelly, which I don't regret.
Yeah, okay.
So
There's nothing wrong with that.
it's quite an interesting story. But
Okay. So, Jelly, what was your first impression of Paul when you met him? I mean, did you guys talk online for a month or two?
No.
No?
No, we just meet in person.
Oh, you just meet
Yes.
in person?
Yes, because of my friend, and she's the photographer in that site.
she's administrator for the
Yes.
company.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right.
Then
Okay, go ahead.
then she called me that, hey Jill, there's someone wants to meet you, and he wants to see you right now. That's what she said, and I said, oh, I'm sorry, T, but I'm still in the work. I'm still working. That's what she said. Oh, just come home, just leave it. That's what she said. Then I just say, okay, after 3 hours, because I'm working from Toledo, so I need to take a bus to go my home, and after that I prepare. Then I go to Gorordo just to meet him.
Okay.
And I'm so very wet on that time because it's rainy time. Yes, it's rainy evening.
So you guys met on a dating site, and you were in town? Was that the deal?
Yeah, I took an ocean jet over to Cebu.
Cebu.
And
Okay.
it's called a foreign affair or loveme.com. I don't really recommend it. It's a very expensive site.
Okay.
It costs $200 to meet a girl. I met 3 different ones.
Okay.
And then the administrator said, well, I have this perfect girl for you. You like petite, you like petite younger girls, so I know somebody for you. And so it was really her. If it wasn't her, I would have come home empty. So I'm really happy that she knew Jelly, and it all just worked out. So
You met the other 3 girls in person?
Yes,
Okay.
but
All
they
right.
just weren't, they weren't ready for what I wanted to do.
So through the site, was there any opportunity for you guys to like Skype with one another, or was it always through the intermediary?
Well, we went directly to the office. You could write letters, but a letter's $10.
Okay.
And they write you back. It's not like Filipino Cupid where you can give them your Facebook.
Okay.
They control it all, and they make a ton of money on the letter writing.
right.
So I don't recommend the site. For
Okay,
that.
fair enough. But it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, we look for the end result.
Yeah.
So,
So
there's no right or wrong, I don't think,
no.
from what I've heard so far. So, Jelly, did you ever date a foreigner before?
No.
This is the first time.
Yes.
So, why did you want to meet a foreigner? What was your drive behind that? What was?
Yes, because and also I'm so interested about meeting a foreign person, and also to have a relationship.
Tell me about your cousins in America.
And also I have 2 cousins which is already get married and have kids, and they're living now in USA.
I think that's a pretty common dynamic, is when there's siblings involved,
Yes.
and the oldest one meets a foreigner. How they meet, we don't know, but they end up being a couple, and they go to another country, and then the siblings see the lifestyle that they're leading and the happiness and all that kind of
Yes,
stuff. So that's a
yes.
motivator for you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're 24 years old, is that
Yes.
correct? Now, did you have a boyfriend for any length of time previous?
Before I have Filipino boyfriend. Yes.
Okay, okay.
Yes, and we're just only 6 months because he's cheated on me. That's why I said it's over.
I hear that an awful lot too. I hear that with a big problem with the Filipino guys
Yes.
is that they have more than one girlfriend.
Yes,
Is that true?
exactly. Yes, it is.
Now, why do you think that is? Is that because the girls are bored, or because the guy has just got something special? I mean,
And
why?
maybe he just don't being contented.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the opportunity for Filipino guys to meet a lot of girls is here also.
Yes.
Okay. Now, do the Filipino girls, do they kind of have multiple boyfriends, or do they tend to just stick to one?
No, I can't say that because some of them is like kind of serious with only one guy, and some
Okay.
of this is you have lots.
Okay, so
Yes.
so there's no way to really put a number on it. Just people are people, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So how far away from Cebu do you live? 3 hours? Is that what I heard?
No, she lives close to
She lives
Lisi
close.
City.
Only
Tennessee.
1.5 hours.
Oh, 1.5 hours.
Yeah.
Okay. And so when you guys met, what was that like? What was the initial meeting like?
I was attracted to her, and I proposed that she come to Dumagetti with me and quit her job. And I told her I'd cover her income because she's part of 7 children in her family.
Mm-hmm.
I met the parents in the family, and I just said, look, if she gives money to her family to support them, then I'll take care of that.
Okay.
So I'm not leaving them in a high and dry situation.
And what kind of work were you doing, Joey?
Sari store with rice and lots of groceries like that. Then
Okay.
She did online too.
yes, and also I did online shop.
Oh,
Like that. Yes.
so what's that? What's online shop?
Online shop, like I'm selling like tops,
Oh, okay,
shirts,
okay,
yeah,
okay.
bikinis like that.
Yeah, so you buy it for 100 and you sell it for 200 online, kind of thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
just kind of.
A lot of girls do that out here. I think it's
Yes.
great. I think it's awesome
Yes.
because it gives them an opportunity to kind of be their own boss, and I think
Yes.
it shows initiative.
Yeah.
And I also have come to the conclusion after living here for a couple of years that if a guy meets a woman out here, I think the optimum type of girl to meet is one that is working and not just sitting around.
Yeah.
My girlfriend, who's not here today, she's working, is like that. So that you're not meeting somebody that's just waiting to pick them up and give them a nice lifestyle, and then they expect, they're kind of greedy type of people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yes.
I have a hard time explaining it. But when I meet someone and I see that the girl is working, she keeps a job, that means she's on time, that means that she has some purpose in her life, that means she's moving forward. So therefore, Paul, I think that dynamic is a lot healthier.
Yeah,
Okay?
thank you.
When
Yeah.
you get into a relationship.
Yeah.
So the age difference, does that have any kind of concern for either one of you?
No, it's okay.
Okay,
It doesn't
you-
matter for me.
Okay. All right. And so you were in Cebu for how long, Paul?
4 days.
4 days.
And met 3 others, and then her.
And then once you met Jelly, you decided she was the one, and you felt the same way towards Paul.
Yes.
Okay. Well,
Because-
you light it right up when you say that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So, and then you wanted to come to Dumagetti. What was your impression of Cebu, Paul?
Big city, lots of traffic.
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
Yeah, I don't like Cebu either.
So crowded.
I love Dumagetti. It's a great city.
Okay.
For all of you that want to come to the Philippines, this is a good launching point, I think.
And so what has been, since you're brand new here, I'd like to bring you back and we'll chat some more, because it's interesting to watch people progress as they live here. But what was your biggest challenge when you came out here?
Not really knowing anybody socially.
Okay.
So,
'Cause
yeah.
you and I just met today.
Yeah, we just met today, and I've just met like 2 or 3 other American guys, but, now I know where to go on Sunday, where they swim in the ocean and hang out.
Okay.
And so I'm meeting more people, so it's great. living in Slavic society is just not many friends, not many expats there. Here is really a good place to retire, I think, so far.
Yeah, I agree. Well, you're living at the Hermagina Apartments, and you're living in like a little studio?
Yeah, in Bannerland, yes.
Okay. And you're looking for another apartment?
Yes.
And do you not find that challenging?
Yes.
Okay. I wanted to bring that up because, and I'll do a video about apartments out here. That can be, for me, I got awfully lucky when I found my place. But it was really stressful. And you don't just pick up the classifieds or the Craigslist and go online and call somebody and make an appointment like you're in America. That's just not how it happens.
Yes.
Out here, you have to physically get up and go on your scooter or your car or whatever your transportation is and look for 4 rent signs. And then I was explaining to Paul that when I was looking for this place, I had circled around Valencia and I called 4 or 5 places that never returned my call. So it was just the frustration level kind of gets high. But what Paul's doing is good. He's forming an alliance and an allegiance with fellow expats. And so he meets a guy like me that's been here for a couple of years. Maybe I can steer him in the right direction for this, that, or the other. And that's the smartest thing that you can do is you need that companionship for one. And it gets, again, if it's just you and the girl, it gets kind of a weird existence. You need interaction, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm a really social person, so
Yes.
I would die if I didn't have, friends and go to dinner and have people over and go over there. That's me. So,
Yeah.
but just the logical side of it is that if you do get over here, you do want to try and connect right away with some people. I've also connected with a guy that we exchange keys to each other's house just for the sake of emergencies. So if I have a heart attack or he falls down and you try to call someone out here and you try to call the hospital or something, you can get lost for 2 hours on the phone trying to communicate your needs. But just as a safety precaution, my friend and I have agreed that, if we've fallen and we can't get up, we'll get to the phone and call one another, go over and start making the preparations. So that's another thing, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
all right, so immediate future, do you guys have any kind of plans? Have you talked about it? Or are you just kind of playing it by ear
Just
right now?
taking it, week by week, month by month. But yeah, we're happy. I'm happy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Me too.
So if you were to compare this to your life in America, let me ask you a question. Could you meet someone like Jelly in America?
No, not at all. Not at all. So I think the Philippines is really good if you want a younger girl and a dedicated, good, honest girl here. This is a good place, it seems like to me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, there's also a lot of, another one of the attractions, other than just the girls are really pretty and all that good stuff, if they're not good inside, that beauty wears off real quick, real fast.
yes.
But here, the mentality is one of family and of purpose and of connections. And the kids in America I feel like they're disengaged from their family. And here, family is everything. So I call you a kid because you're 24. To me, you're a kid. But I'm sure that you're very dedicated to your mom. In other words, Paul's agreed to replace your salary, to make your life simple and that you guys can be together. But you give that salary to your mom, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay, so it doesn't go, you don't go down to the mall and buy yourself new shoes or a bunch of this and that and the other. You give it to your mom.
Yes.
Okay. That, to me, is awesome. I don't know how many kids in America, I know none of my kids ever gave me money.
Yeah. Yes.
I know a couple that still fucking owe me something.
Yeah.
You should go home just to collect.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, guys. Thanks for joining us on
All
our
right.
little YouTube channel here.
Excellent.
And what's everybody supposed to do with my channel?
Subscribe.
Subscribe and refer. Yeah.
See there? That's why we got Jelly
Subscribe.
on this.
Yeah.
She's the brains of the operation.
Yeah.
All right. We'll talk to you guys
Thank
later.
you.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.
Okay. That was kind of fun.